can't, like, your coworkers are struggling. People think they don't know how to spell your name.
That's funny.
And he doesn't care that they spell it wrong. So it's even more funny that... But yeah, when he announced it, I was dying, and Bruce looks up at me, and I'm like, I can't even, like, I don't have any comfort to give you. I'm just laughing at you, like, because I know it's like the funniest. Like, I'm just like, oh, of all the things. But I'm like,
Your
all
Anderson's
14 letters.
pretty common.
I know, and I'm like, it's only like, I think 8 letters. I don't even know. I've never. 7 letters, something like that. I'm like, nothing. I would say it's nothing complicated. And some of Bruce's family like to throw like a funny little kink in their last name. Some of his aunts and uncles have an E at the end of their name, and some don't.
Interesting.
I think their grandma said it was already long enough for some of the kids.
So they took it off.
So she just didn't put it on their birth certificate. Some of the people have it, and some of like their siblings don't have the E.
Yeah.
And I always laugh. I'm like, maybe Bruce, I'm gonna add it to mine, so it's 15 letters. So even when we get married, I'll be the E and you'll be the no E. So we just kid about
that.
that.
On my mom's side, their name was Sus in German, and they shortened it to Sis,
Oh.
just to make it easier. There's not many Sis names out there.
No. Oh yeah, keep going.
Oh, nice.
There's like no one for him to pass to.
Right.
Go get a touch, buddy. Oh, nice idea.
Who scored our goal?
It was Bowman. He had a little breakaway. I only know because after the goals are scored, I always rewatch it to see exactly what happens to make sure that I actually have the goal in frame. Because I sometimes get nervous that I start watching when things are happening and I don't move the camera, which has been known to happen. Like sometimes I'll just be watching, yeah. And then the guys in the press box will always ask me, who scored that goal? Can you double check it for us?
All right.
And then, so normally yeah, and sometimes, like with the lights on, it's horrible. You can hardly ever tell.
Yeah.
Which is sad because it was not like that the first half. Because there was all those clouds.
Yeah. They're pretty young.
That was a nice little graceful fall. I feel like when Alex falls, it's so like, it's like slow-mo.
Get a rec league, I might not be the worst person in the league.
Oh no, gosh no. And I think too, you have to keep in mind that every week teams have subs. So sometimes, like, yeah, in the league that I play on Tuesday night. Well, so sometimes it's like $1,000. So it depends on like how much people are willing to spend. If you're willing to spend like $60, then you need, or sometimes people break it up so it's $90, and then they have less people because you want to play more. If you have more people, that's how I am too. And so it just depends on, and some people will commit to half a season, and some people won't. It just really depends on.
So what do you think is a good number?
My Tuesday night league with a 7v7 normally has I'm trying to think of these. So we love playing, and we want playing time. Oh gosh, that was close. So we have, I think, 12 of us, and it's like 75 a person. Yeah. But I've been on teams where it's 60 because every person probably knocks off a couple. Oh, really? And I know our team manager because someone has to pay the $1,000 up front. Normally, like, takes $10 off of it because people don't always pay him back full amount, which sucks too.
Right.
So, and you don't want to be like that person, you know. That's like, so I've been on leagues. I had this guy who I played with for years, and he would never pay, but he was so good that like in one of our sessions we said we're like, we'll all pay $10 more because we want him to play. But then he like figures out like he'll never have to pay, and like there's just like a principle in it after a while. So then we like quit playing with him, and we're like, okay, as good as you are and we can win every game with you, you never pay. And there's just, that's just a How was your game, kiddos? Great. What does that mean? What was the score? Daniel, you don't remember? Didn't you play?
Blackout. You need to come back to RHS High School.
You know, that's kind of the plan. It's just like a 1 year, wedding planning life. And middle schoolers are a little easier to grade than coaching a lot. And
I miss you as a primetime teacher.
who's your primetime teacher?
Green. Whatever his name is, Green. First name's Greener, yeah.
Oh, Greener? Oh. Well, he's nice. I didn't know who'd get. He probably doesn't bring you treats, though.
Well, no, he asked if you want to do something like that, but no one really said anything about it. He didn't do it at all that last year.
It was just me bringing treats. Yeah, my middle schoolers think I'm pretty cool because I bring them candy. I'm like, oh, I don't get to spoil my prime time. My prime time never brought treats, and I was fine with it because I just did.
Back in for the Panthers,
I would always do
14,
Pop-Tart
Bryson
prime
Ray.
time with them because PT, you gotta Pop-Tart prime time. And I brought a toaster in my room. And my third hour class was always like, is it real? Like, is it really smell like Pop-Tarts in here? I'm like, yes, it does. They were freshly cooked during prime time in the toaster. Extra love from the Cub Food sale.
Yeah.
Whenever they have them on sale, I just buy them. And then if a kid says they're hungry, I'm like, oh, I have these. Most kids don't like, what flavor is it? Like berry? They're like, oh, not the berry. And I'm like, I have tons of berry ones. And they're like, I'm not hungry anymore. I'm like, oh, well, I offered to give you food. I have a lot of berry ones that no one else ate, but they were on sale. They're not expired. Suddenly they're not so hungry. I always laugh. I'm like, I like the berry ones.
My grandmother got on my dad's side, microwaves just came out.
Ooh, yeah.
She'd have this old donut. She'd put it in the microwave. Oh, it's just like new.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not hungry. No, it's not really quick.
The one, if you ever get Krispy Kreme donuts, those in the microwave for 10 seconds, ooh-wee. They taste like they're fresh out, like freshly made.
You know when they first opened in Maple Grove, the line was like over a block long.
Yeah, I can't believe that we don't have any here anymore. I can't even believe it. It actually makes
for
me really
Rogers,
sad.
Number 20, Ethan
Remember
Tran.
the Mall of America? They were out there.
Yeah, they were everywhere because I grew up in Apple Valley, so we had one out there. I used to eat them all the time. I couldn't believe that all of them were closing. Like,
I think what they did is they grew too fast.
and then probably just didn't like, and then over planned on like more growth or.
But you would think they would open like one store, you know?
Oh my gosh, I literally every time I go to like Montana or go on a, oh yeah, I should.
I think they're in Iowa, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in Iowa, and I think is it like Nebraska? That's another. Like if you're going to Colorado,
Yeah,
my
it's
family.
Academy.
Yeah, every time I go hiking with my parents, I'm like, we have to stop at Krispy Kreme. And they have like such fun new flavors now too. Like birthday cake donuts. I'm like, oh.
And they're low calorie too, right?
Oh yeah. They're the best. I'm like,
I only
especially
like
when you
seeing
put them in the
low-calorie
microwave.
stuff, right?
The ones that, yeah, when you put them in the microwave, I hear it like saves like 5 calories. So it's totally like, that's how you get the
Right.
low calorie one.
Yeah, get some
The
of
faster
the,
you eat it, the more
Yeah.
calories you. So if it's hot, you're like, got a few extra bites, burn those couple calories. But
That'd be a good stand at the
oh my
state
gosh,
fair.
this year at the state fair they had Dole Whip, which is something they have in Hawaii. Oh, is that Connor? Is he okay?
I guess it's okay.
But that would be a phenomenal stand at the state fair.
Is that the state fair?
Oh, is it
It's
open
over.
still?
It looks so different.
Yeah, it looked like something
looked
happened.
Like
Yeah.
and then it looked like he was going to keep playing.
I can't tell if it's like his face.
Yeah, it hit his face.
Like he
Returning
kind
for
of
the
went
Royals,
like
number
this, like his
15,
teeth
Carter
or
Race.
something. I don't know.
And for the Panthers, number 7, Sinovio Morales.
What a beautiful day for soccer. I was convinced it was going to rain, and I was like, got my rain jacket.
So do you know if they cut back the number of teachers in the high school?
They did, and that's part of the reason why I left too, because then the teacher that I mentored would be tenured. He got to stay, and I was like, I've been there for 6 years. I've been there, done that. I can take a year off, and I left on really good terms. I tried to take a leave of absence, but because I'm going to another teaching position, they don't allow me to. Like the district, the
How many years
opposite of
until your tenure?
So 3 years plus 1 day of the next school year. And so, and I'm like, and so like so it was Matt Fossum and the kids loved him, and I'm like, you go, like, I needed a year to plan a wedding. So I kind of knew like when the cuts were happening. I kind of told Matt, I'm like, I don't need to stay. And then they cut at the middle school, cut at the high school, cut everywhere. And that's why is it a referendum or whatever they're trying? Because class sizes are like 38. And
Yeah,
that's like,
my daughter's got 40, she said.
it's ridiculous. Yep.
She's like, what's the point?
Yep. It literally, and that's like, no, seriously though. Like, and I just feel bad because I'm like, you want to get to know all your students, but there's no way. When you have that many kids in that many hours, it's just. And that's why I liked coaching different things, because if you're coaching, teaching, doing everything, you get to know the kids really well. But
So how are they working the sub deal?
they're not. Oh my gosh, it sounds horrible.
I know. So does that mean that the teachers have to cover on their prep?
No, they literally are putting kids in the media center with like no reals. That's why another reason why I'm like, I just need a year for my life to get figured out. Because I'm like, I can't imagine.
I mean, they're supposed to be doing something on their own.
Oh, but you like, I'm like the kid. There's no. I mean, there's monitoring, but there's no way if there's 60. Isn't it the 7
Substitutions for
teachers,
both
right?
teams.
It's not until 7
For
teachers
the
are done they
Royals,
get a
number
real
17,
student.
Easton Whitcomb. And for the Panthers,
Which
number
is
16,
so
Raul
sad.
Solario.
So the enrollment's the same? Fewer teachers?
Yes, and class sizes went up again, and my classes were already like.
Is that for all grades?
It's because they just misbudgeted their money. The district did a huge oops. Like I don't know where they misbudgeted or what exactly happened. I know Bruce knows. If you ask him, he knows all that inside scoop. But the district that I'm in is going for a referendum too. But they want class sizes of 22, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And they'll pass it because the district they get kids iPad. Every kid has an iPad. I'm like 196. So Egan, Apple Valley. That's where I grew up. So no, I chose to get a little commute in, hang out with my sister. So I figured, yeah. And she it was just something I just needed a little something different. I love Rogers and the whole the district, but
So you're not at Rogers?
no, I'm at Dakota Hills. It's attached to Egan High School. They have a nationally recognized speech program, and I kind of really wanted to coach that. And so I'm teaching middle school English because they're attached to the high school. It's like a middle school, high school. It's super cool. And the kids aren't allowed to have cell phones at all in the whole school from 8 to 3. There's a no cell phone policy. If you get it, it's so cool. The kids hated it 2 years ago, but this is the third year, so kids are new attitudes, or kids are leaving that had cell phones. And I've never had so much engagement from students, just knowing
Substitutions for
less
the Royals, number 3,
bullying
Ian
right
Flack.
away, because kids would
And for the
come from
Panthers,
time to time and
number
be
2,
so
Ryan
sad after
Bennett.
looking at their
And number
phone.
17,
Parents have to
Kelvin
email on the
Delgado.
iPad through the school email to get a hold of their children.
Do that at Rogers?
It's phenomenal. Oh my gosh, I told Bruce all about it, and he's like, it's never going to happen. And I'm like,
Why?
it has to be
Why does he say it?
because parents want to get a hold of their kids. It's actually there's a parent push.
What did
for-
they do years ago?
That's
You call the school.
Well, I
Right?
think so. The thing is, with all the shootings, right? That
Right.
But they say to not even if you're in all of our teacher drills for those, they say if every kid is texting their parents, there's a greater chance that someone's phone's going to go off and then alert someone that they're not in or that they're in an area. The chance that everyone has their phone on silent if they're texting or whatever.
Students having a phone is not going to change the shooting.
No, it's not going to change the shooting.
Well, say you want to be able to communicate, and the thing is the kids can have their cell phones in their pockets, they can have them on their person, but if they are seen by a teacher and they're clearly, there's one girl who's diabetic and has to have her phone in her pocket, and if it beeps, you know that her blood sugar is low, so she has to carry her phone, and it has to be on a beep. But she knows if she takes it out, not in the nurse's office, because that's the school policy, unless she's unless the beep goes off at
I think it's a great idea.
it's interesting. It has been.
I think it's great.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Parents at first they
Returning for
said
the Panthers, number 18, Khalid
I
Ahmed.
think they're.
well. So the
my daughter
Says
said,
it.
these Chromebooks really don't help me at all.
the one thing that Chromebooks are better than iPads was because typing computer labs. It was impossible to get kids to write essays, so teachers had to time their papers based on when the computer labs are available.
Okay.
So that's a huge advantage, is that the kids can actually write essays in any class, type them at any time. Some kids hate that because then they always have technology to always type and work on papers,
But
and then they have
a
to
lot of
figure
them
out how
don't
to
even type now, right? They just use
do voice text, which is so amazing.
voice recognition.
I wish
yeah.
they did. Sometimes they don't, or if they do, they don't double check it.
I mean,
But another thing, and I'm still figuring out what I feel about the revision policy. 196 has no revisions for anything. And that's the district I grew up in, and I had no revisions for anything. And I turned out fine. And we have had a lot of students come back and say, I wasn't prepared for college because I can redo everything, and I go to college and I can't redo anything. And then so I'm torn. I
But
see
you learn
both,
from the revisions.
and that's where I'm I've seen the perks of it, and I've seen I've gone through the other, and so Bruce and I have had 6. Ooh, that was a beautiful play. Oh, finish, Judd. Oh, yeah! That was beautiful.